So we'd played Spain, we'd played Brazil. We had nothing to lose and nothing to fear because we knew that we could compete. We had some top quality players, Ryan Nelson, Shane Smeltz, Smith. There's nothing to say we couldn't compete. We were a really hard-working team. We were quite tight-knit group. When I got my chance and to get a chance against Italy was only got a few minutes, but it's pretty amazing feeling. And then to finish the game and swap a shirt with Zambrotta was peak. Yeah, started playing football when I was 7 years old, back in 1988, sorry. Mostly because my friends played. I played cricket before that. Jumped into football, got Player of the Year my first year. Obviously had a little bit of natural ability, and I think just fell in love with the game. Obviously, couldn't stop playing. I think it helped that we had a team at Kathali that was just, we're all friends off the field. A couple of dads took the team. I think we went 5 years unbeaten. So we were winning, we had a good culture, and I think that probably shaped the love of the game more than anything else. And then I got to 17 years old or under 17 New Zealand team, and I missed out, sadly. And then they went on to beat Australia and go to the under 17 World Cup in Spain, I believe. So that was a real disappointment.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people might have thrown the game away, being so close and missing out. But I felt like I had more to achieve, so I ploughed on and just pivoted and kept working harder. I had a couple of contacts and I got a couple of trials in the UK.
Oh, okay.
So went on these trials to the UK as 17-year-old and 18-year-old I think it was, and that's the pinnacle. So West Ham, Fulham, Crewe Alexandra, and obviously didn't make it, but was sort of told, and I felt like I fit in, and I was told the same, basically, hey, you're as good as we've got, but for us to pay all that money for you to be here, you kind of have to be better than everyone else. So I wasn't really too disappointed, because then I got a good benchmark of where I was. Came back to New Zealand, and then realised, I don't think I'm going to be the next Ryan Giggs or Paul Scholes, clearly, but I still felt like I had a lot more I could achieve. So kept plugging away, and I think it was at that point when I just thought, I think I need to back up. And, this is 99, 2000. Back then there'd only been one or two New Zealand players go through the system. This was Wild West days. Didn't even need a video, just sort of apply and hope for the best. These days there's a full industry around recruitment and commissions and all that kind of stuff. But it was a little bit Wild West, but finally I got picked up and went on a bit of an adventure for 4 years. So I went all by myself, half around the world. One of the great things about football is as soon as you get into an environment, you've automatically got 20 mates, right? So you quickly get into the environment and everyone's great. And I can honestly say it was the best 4 years of my life. Just best environment you can think of, because you're touching a football every day, and then they're paying for your education. So it's sort of win-win. Plus the college life over there is pretty good. I can see how a lot of people might blow out. Luckily, I still cared enough about football to make sure that I concentrated on that and schoolwork, and had a little bit of fun on the side as well. And we did quite well. We got to nationals, and I think my game just took off. Got All American a couple of years. I thrived. I loved the environment. I think one of the other things I didn't really like the UK game, the weather, the boggy pitches. Whereas America, all the facilities are just first class, and it just really worked well for me.
What do you feel at that time?
Not at all. I went straight from college to America, so I hadn't lived at home for 5 years. There was a new national league. I had no idea what it entailed, what it looked like, what the standard was. I got a phone call when I was at Eill from the Canterbury coach saying, "Hey, I want to come over and play." Sort of sight unseen, really. A good friend of mine, James Bannatyne, was ex-All White, was the keeper, and he told Danny Halligan, the coach, about me. So he took a chance, flew me back, and I think it was a chance for everyone, really, a bit of the unknown. But yeah, quickly got in, and again, we had a very good team. We finished second on the league, got to the final, and it was about halfway through the season where I was clearly doing very well personally and the team, and there was starting to be rumours about selections on the New Zealand team. Not at all what I had expected, because I'd missed the boat on any New Zealand team, under 17s, under 20s, Olympic teams. So I think that's pretty unusual to just miss all of those underage groups and go straight to the national team. So to get the call up was quite a surprise. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't have asked for more. I mean, New Zealand doesn't play at home often at all, so to get a home game first up was pretty amazing. In front of 10,000 in Christchurch, we won 1-0, I think, and I played the whole 90 minutes. Second game, I was told before the game that, well done, we're just going to look at other players, so we're going to stay on the bench, and then I think it was 1-1, and then I came on with 20 minutes and scored until the last minute. So to score an international goal in your second game, I mean, and the winner, can't get any better, really. Again, so I was playing for New Zealand, starting to be regular, travelling all around the world, good exposure. I felt quite comfortable in the National League in New Zealand, but I felt like I just needed another challenge, and that professional football had eluded me, so to get that opportunity, I just took it. So I was professional, jumped in, started well. The coach played a few pre-season games, played well, scored a couple of goals, started the season. We started really well, but the team that won it the year before started winning, and then we slowly did not start winning until the point where the coach stood down, and then the assistant took over. So it was sort of the best of times and the worst of times. I started really well, was playing well, and then once the coach left, I just didn't get a look in. So really that was the end of it halfway through the season. So I think we finished 8th that season. So kind of wheels fell off a little bit, really quite disappointing, but to play professionals was a pretty amazing experience. The problem with playing overseas is you're no longer in the radar. You're off the screen. So unless you are playing in England in the Premier League or Division 1 or something like that, a lot of Kiwis go and play in Sweden or lower league somewhere else. It's really hard to get Ricky Herbert, the coach's, get in his eye. So I felt that I've had a go, it was good, let's get back to work and back playing National League. And I was still in the conversation with them, and they said, look, if you come back, play well, you're selected again. So that was the motivation, get back in and perform again, and that's what I did. Played some big countries, and I think I had probably 10 caps at that point, so it wasn't new to me. But yeah, Confederations Cup was a big deal. I can't remember who played in Spain, South Africa. Yeah, I'm missing someone else. But I mean, it's the sort of next level. A lot more eyes watching. Just again, that to be in that environment. perfect for us because it's great preparation for the World Cup a year later. A lot of teams don't get that. So just because we're in Oceania, we get that opportunity. And yeah, I think it's that kind of experience that helped us a year later. I think initially, I was with the New Zealand Stock Exchange, so finance degree, and that was banking. Finance was always my background, and then on to Westpac, New Zealand. So they loved it because it was really good exposure for them as well. And I'd always try and drop the name somewhere in an interview. So they were more than happy to sort of make it work. But it was challenging. The whole year leading up to the World Cup, so 2009, 2010, I was essentially full-time. I trained in Phoenix in the morning every day and then straight into work mid-morning through the end of the day for a whole year. So it was pretty intense. Just training 5 days a week, playing the weekend, flying all around the country to play games, and then still trying to do work as well. Yeah, so I think we had a couple of injuries going into it. Simon Elliott was injured and wasn't in consideration. And then we have Tim Brown and McGlinchey, I think it was, starting in the middle. So I knew that I had to be ready because I was next in line. We went to Barron and, it was an incredibly challenging environment, so hot and humid. They were a really good team. And to come out of that 0-0, I think was that was the turning point. All of a sudden, the papers were all over it, the media, and then the Wellington game sold out like that. And it was just a buzz. Everyone's like, okay, we're one game away from the World Cup here. And previous to that, you could walk down the street in New Zealand and no one knows who you are. But at that point, we've got a chance. You could tell it was just different. So you're going into the game, the whole country was talking about it. The game sold out, they had to bring in extra seating. I got a chance, got 30 minutes I think, and we won 1-0, so the rest was history. It was, probably the highlight of my life, I think. I think just even more than the World Cup because it was at home. Yeah. I'm from Wellington, we played at Wellington, and just the whole country just lost their mind. It was, we last went to the World Cup in 1982, so it was a long time between drinks. It was so massive. Yeah, next level. The security. I had a lot of friends that went over and obviously had an amazing time. For us, honestly, it was so much security. We didn't see any of the festivities. We were just kept in our compound, away from most of it. We saw training grounds and hotels like any other tour, and then a lot more media. And then game days were obviously a lot different. When FIFA do things quite well. So it's just everything runs like clockwork. And then the grounds are full, 30,000. But then sort of in the back of your mind that there's 100 million watching on TV or whatever it is. I don't know, more. It's quite daunting, but then at the same time, I've been in the environment long enough to just get in and do your job and stop thinking about that. I think what a lot of people didn't realise is we played Italy as a pre-game for Confederations Cup, and I think we were winning 2-1, 1-0, 2-1. We lost, losing 3-2, I think. So we'd already played Italy, So we'd played Spain, we'd played Brazil. We had nothing to lose and nothing to fear because we knew that we could compete. We had some top quality players, Ryan Nelson, Shane Smeltz, Smith. There's nothing to say we couldn't compete. We were a really hard-working team. We were quite tight-knit group. So we went into these games with a lot of confidence. And personally, again, I knew my role in the team. I was sort of, outside looking in a little bit. The professionals were going to get a run, but I had to be ready when I got my chance, and to get a chance against Italy was only got a few minutes, but it's pretty amazing feeling, and then to finish the game and swap a shirt with Zambrotta was peak. Obviously, it was a huge result, 1-1 with Italy. and it sort of shook the world up a bit. Hey, who's this minnow getting a result against the defending champions, no less, from 4 years earlier. It's in storage. I have a lot of shirts. That one probably takes the cake, I think. But one day I hope to have them on display somewhere. Yeah. So a couple of factors. One being that playing at the World Cup is really the highest watermark in the game. So I don't think I was ever going to beat that. So it was made sense to bow out at that point. But I think the bigger picture was I was about to turn 30, and while I felt I could still definitely compete nationally in New Zealand, the bigger picture was, like I said leading up to it, I was essentially full-time football, full-time work, and I just couldn't give 100% to both. It was exhausting. So I had to draw a line in the sand, and football had given me more than most. Been all around the world, highest level, but that was sort of one chapter finishing, and then new chapter is to focus on career. And nothing. When I look back at it like that, it was a pretty easy decision to make, really.